Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So in this session we are going to discuss about the next class under the tetrapoda, that is the class Reptilia. Okay. So let's start with the second class, that is class Reptilia or Reptilia. Okay. So in this class we will be talking about the general characteristic feature of the reptiles or the animals, okay, which show the creeping movement onto the land. Okay. Some of these animals are also found in the water also. Okay. So they have different types of habitats. So let's discuss about the general characteristic feature and understand the properties or the characters of this class Reptilia. Okay. So they are or they can be, sorry, they can be aquatic or terrestrial. They can be aquatic or terrestrial. That means they are found in the water as well as they are found on the land surfaces. Okay. So some of they are adapted to live in water for more amount of time, and some of them are adapted to live on the land itself. Okay. So we'll discuss about it when we'll discuss the examples of these reptiles. The next, their skin is their skin is covered by or covered with exoskeleton. Exoskeleton. Okay, which is made up of which is made up of epidermal scales. Epidermal scales. Okay, so these animals, they have a exoskeleton or a skin cover that is called exoskeleton, and which is composed of the epidermal scale. So there will be presence of the scales. If we take an example of the crocodile or alligator, in those animals we can see presence of scales on the body surface, right? The next, the skin is dry and non-glandular. Non-glandular. So why it is dry and non-glandular? Because this type of skin helps to prevent loss of water. Okay. So generally this type of skin is responsible for preventing the loss of water. So you can see in the alligator or in the crocodile, the uppermost skin layer, it is spiny. Okay. So why it is spiny? Because it prevents the loss of water. So the skin is dry and non-glandular. The next, they are carnivores. Okay, they are carnivores, means they feed onto other organisms. Okay, so they are flesh eating animals. Okay, these are called carnivores. Except tortoise. Okay, except tortoise, which is omnivores. Or omnivorous. Omnivorous means what? That they can feed onto the plant material as well as they can feed onto the animals. Okay, so that is the omnivorous nature. Okay, so which can be only seen in case of the tortoise. The next, let's discuss about the respiratory system. Okay, so what kind of respiratory system they have? So we will note down here. Okay, so here the reptiles reptiles shows pulmonary respiration. Pulmonary respiration. Now, what do you mean by pulmonary respiration? The respiration that is taking place with the help of lungs. Okay. So, in these animals, there is a presence of lungs which help in the process of respiration. Okay. The next, another point that we are going to discuss is the circulatory system. Circulatory system. Okay. So, circulatory system, in this, the circulation in case of reptiles is generally incomplete double circulation, okay, except the crocodile and alligator, as they are having the 4-chambered heart. So, generally the heart is 3-chambered. The heart is 3-chambered, that is 2 auricles, and 1 ventricle. So, see, 2 auricles means what? If we take an example, so here we can draw the shape of the heart, okay, or the rough sketch of the heart here. Okay, so these parts, they are acting as the auricles. Okay, this region is the auricle. So here 2 auricles are there. Okay, so you can see 2 auricles are there, and these 2 auricles, they are divided by a septal wall into it. So there will be presence of a septal wall which divides these 2 auricles. Okay, and there will be formation of a single ventricle. Okay, and here also there will be a partial, what do we say, partial type of septal wall is there. But here, when the deoxygenated blood, see, this is the deoxygenated blood which enters from the various parts of the body into the heart from the right part of the auricle. Okay, right auricle, and the oxygenated blood which enters from the left part of the auricle, that is oxygenated blood. Okay, these bloods, when they enter into the ventricle, they get mixed. Okay, as there is no wall in between these ventricles. So this is called the 3-chambered heart. 2 auricles, 1, 2, and 1 ventricle is there, right? So here, in this way, blood gets mixed and they performs the incomplete type of double circulation. Okay, so it is incomplete double circulation, or the circulation can also be referred as the mixed type. Okay, that means the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood gets mixed. Okay, now, but it is a exceptional. Okay, but it is exceptional in case of crocodiles. Crocodiles generally they have the 4-chambered heart, that is 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. So the auricles are also divided by the auricular septum, and ventricles are also divided by interventricular septum. That means the septum, it is divided in case of the crocodile. So what, the blood which is entering into the right auricle will enter into right ventricle, and it will be separately passed into the lungs. Okay, where the exchange of gases takes place, means carbon dioxide will be given outside and oxygen will be taken inside, and from the lungs, other veins, that is the pulmonary veins, okay, or the pulmonary veins will carry the oxygenated blood, okay, into the left part of the heart, and from where it will enter into the left ventricle, then again it is supplied into the entire body. So what we are calling it is a double complete circulation. Okay, I hope you are getting this. Now, apart from this, the RBCs are, okay, so RBCs are nucleated. Okay, RBCs are nucleated. So these are the some characteristic features. Okay, now let's move to the another characteristic feature. So you can pause the video and note down the points. Okay. So in reptiles, hepatic portal system is well developed, is well developed. Okay, and renal portal system and renal portal system is poorly developed. Okay, and renal portal system is poorly developed. The next type of system that we are going to discuss is the digestive system. Digestive system. Okay, so what comes under digestive system is the teeth. The teeth are homodont or heterodont. Okay, then can be acrodont or pleurodont. Okay, or thecodont. Okay, now what is it mean by homodont, heterodont, acrodont, pleurodont or thecodont? So here homodont means what? When the teeth they are having similar type of shape. Okay, like if they are saw shaped. Okay, so they will be referred as the homodont, means all the teeth are having similar type of shape. If heterodont, see in heterodont type of teeth set, we can see the biting teeth are different, tearing teeth are different and grinding teeth are different. Okay, so that is called heterodont, means the shape of the teeth will be different according to their function. Then acrodont and pleurodont are the arrangement of the tooth within the jaw socket. So wherever tooths are placed within the jaw socket, that socket, okay, either it is placing the tooth superficially or it will be placing the tooth with loose arrangement. So in case of superficial arrangement, acrodont type is seen. Okay, in superficial in the sense they will be easily broken. Then in pleurodont, what happens in pleurodont? The teeth they are loosely arranged. Suppose this is a jaw socket. Okay, so here it is the jaw socket, and within this jaw socket the teeth these are conical and these are loosely arranged, so it can easily remove. And this type of phenomena can be seen in case of snakes. So we can remove the fangs of the snakes very easily, right? So that is the structure that is called pleurodont, and this teeth will again regenerate. Then the thecodont, this type of arrangement of tooth, it is called the fixed arrangement. Okay, so in case of humans we see that the teeth they have the Okay, they have the fixed arrangement. Okay, so this fixed arrangement is due to the presence of an arrangement, or this fixed arrangement is called as a thecodon. Now, in case of animals, okay, that is the reptiles, some reptiles they have the thecodon type of arrangement. That is in case of crocodile. In case of crocodile, okay, so that is the thecodon. Then the teeth are the teeth are polyphyodon type. Polyphyodon. Okay, so polyphyodon means the capability of the teeth to regenerate many times. Okay, as they fall off, they will again regenerate. So that capacity is referred as the polyphyodon. Okay, so the teeth in the reptiles are the polyphyodon type. Okay, the next, they have cloaca. So cloaca, okay, it is, we are studying from many different phyla. Okay, from last 3 phyla we are discussing about the cloaca. So cloaca is nothing but a aperture, or it is a opening, and it is a common opening for digestive system, then a reproductive system, then the excretory system. So the cloaca can be acting as a common opening for digestive system, reproductive system, and the excretory system. Okay, so that is the function of the cloaca, which is coming under the digestive system. And generally these animals, they have the complete digestive system, complete type of digestive system. Okay, the next, let's discuss about another point, that is the nervous system. Okay, just pause the video and note down the points. So that is next, nervous system. Nervous system. Now, when we come to the nervous system, they have who? Reptiles. Okay, they have 12 pairs of, okay, 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Cranial nerves. Okay, so they have 12 pairs of cranial nerves. The next, they have unique sense organ, unique sense organ called Jacobson's organ. Jacobson's organ. Okay, Jacobson's organ, and this Jacobson's organ, it is found in snakes. Generally, when we talk of the snakes, okay, so they senses various different types of activities through the air. Okay, so this Jacobson's organ, they help in the sensation of certain different things from the air. Okay, and it is commonly found in the snakes. The next, the endoskeleton is made up of bones. Okay, the endoskeleton is made up of bones. Okay, the atlas and axis are present. That means these are the bones, that is the bones in the cervical what we say vertebrae. Okay, so the first bone is the atlas and another bone is the axis, which is found in the neck region, and this type of vertebrae are found in the vertebral column. The next, reproduction. Okay, so reproduction or the reproductive system. So basically they are, or the sexes are separate. Sexes are separate. Okay, sexes are separate and they show sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism. They show sexual dimorphism. That means the male and female can be differentiated, as the male consists of the copulatory organs called penis. Okay, so we can differentiate them, and due to the body sizes also or the shape of the body, we can also differentiate the animals which are found under class Reptilia. Okay, they are oviparous. Okay, so that means they generally lays the eggs. Okay, they are generally laying the eggs. The next, the eggs can be cladiac and polylacethal. So it is a type of cleavage, okay, and they show the cleavage as they consist of more amount of yolk sac, okay, or what we say, the yolk portion in the egg. The next, the egg, it is surrounded by extra embryonic membrane, okay, that is like amnion, allantois, chorion, okay, these are the extra embryonic membranes, okay, which are found around the egg and which are helping in the nourishment of or nurturing the young ones. Okay, so they have extra embryonic membrane, extra embryonic membranes. Okay, extra embryonic membranes such as amnion, that is called amniotic membrane. Okay, then chorion, then allantois, and yolk sac. Okay, so that is, these are the different extra membranes which are called as the extra embryonic membranes. So see, the eggs, they are cladiac and polylacethal, that means are capable of undergoing repetitive division and forming the embryo. This embryo consists of the extra embryonic membranes, and these are called amnion, chorion, allantois, and the yolk sac. Okay, so these are the different membranes which are present around it. Then we will move to the next point. Okay, so you can pause the video and note down the points. Some are viviparous. Viviparous means what? The one which can give birth to the young ones. Okay, that is viviparous. Example is the rat snake. rat, snake. Okay, then some are ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous. That is example rattlesnake. Rattlesnake. Okay, so these are the examples which possess the such a property, that is vivipary property and the ovoviviparous property. Okay, the next, they are tetrapods. Tetrapods in the sense they consist of two forelimbs, that is they have two forelimbs and two hind limbs. Okay, so that is two forelimbs. Fore means front limbs. Okay, and hind means the limbs which are present on the back side. आगे के पैर और पीछे के पैर. That is called forelimb and hind limb. So they are called tetrapods. The next, the limbs are pentadactyl. Pentadactyl. Okay. Now, what do you mean by pentadactyl? That means they consist of 5 digits. Okay. So 5 fingers can be seen in this animal. That is called pentadactyl. The next, with claws at tip. So at the tip of the finger there will be presence of the claws. So such a characteristic can be seen in case of the reptiles. The next, examples. Okay, so here we are going to discuss 2 examples. That is the one that is called testudo. Okay, and second that we are going to discuss is the chelone. Okay, so testudo, under this the common animals that we are going to discuss is the tortoise, and in chelone, turtle. Okay, so these are the examples that we are going to discuss now. So we will discuss some few characteristic features, because most of the general characteristic feature are the similar in case of all the reptiles. Okay, except in crocodile we can see the different arrangement of the heart is there. Okay, then what to say, yes, so different type of heart is seen in case of the crocodiles, and arrangement of the tooth, that is thecodont, that is the fixed tooths are present in them, but they are polyphyodont. Okay, means they can regenerate many times. So let's see the examples. Okay, I'll rub this. You can pause the video and note down the point. So the next, that is examples. Okay, so here we are taking 2 examples. So that is first testudo. Okay, and second is the chelone. Okay, so we will make the 2 columns and we will discuss the characteristic features. So they are called tortoise. Okay, and they are called turtle. Okay, the next, the limbs are pentadactylous. Pentadactyls. Okay, with claws. Okay, so these are the limbs. In case of chelon, that is the turtle, limbs are modified. Limbs are modified into flippers. The limbs are modified into flippers. Okay, means the flippers, they are helping in the swimming. So most probably when we talk about the turtles, okay, they are having the flippers for swimming, as they are found in they are living in the water most probably. Okay, the next, they consist of an external shell which is protecting them, okay, or which is acting as a defensive in these animals. So the shell is oval. Okay, so oval shaped shell is found in case of tortoise, and in case of turtle, the shell is heart shaped. Okay, the next, now during defense, these animals, okay, which one, testudo, they are capable of withdrawing their complete body. Okay, so they are capable of withdrawing their complete body, okay, into the shell. And in case of the chelon or the turtle, they are only capable of withdrawing their head part into the shell, means they can only hide the head within the shell. So we can write here, they can withdraw complete body, complete body, okay, into the shell, okay, and they can withdraw only head part, head part, okay, into the shell. Okay, so this is a part of defense mechanism in these animals. Okay, then now there is a common point of the shell. Okay, what is that common point? That means the shell, okay, it consists of upper and lower part. Okay, so the upper part of the shell is referred as, I'll write here, it is a common point. Upper part of shell is called carapace. Okay, and lower part of shell is called, lower part of shell is called plastron. Plastron. Okay, so these are the different layers of the shell. Okay, I hope you are getting this. So you can pause the video and note down these points. We will move to the some more points again. Okay. Okay. So one more point is there, that is the common point. In case of, okay, sorry, not it is a common, it is not a common point, it is in the case of turtles. In the case of turtles, cloaca is used in exchange of gases, that is called respiration. So in these animals, that is in the turtles, we can see the cloaca which is acting as a excretory part, but here it is acting as a respiratory organ, so it helps in the exchange of the gases again. Okay, so that is about the turtles. Then another example, that is example number 3, that is wall lizard. Wall lizard. Okay, so wall lizard, which is also referred as the hemidactyls. Okay, they are also called as the hemidactyls. Okay, so wall lizard, we know that we know that we are very scared of these wall lizards generally. Okay, so let's see the general characteristic feature of the wall lizard. They have adhesive pads on on ventral on ventral side of digits. Okay, on ventral side of the digits. So at the base of the finger, okay, or the palm, that is the ventral side of the digit, they have the adhesive pads. So what, they get stuck onto the wall easily. Okay, the next, they can make sound without vocal cords. Okay, without vocal cord. So in case of lizards, they don't have the vocal cord, but can also produce the sound. How they produce the sound? See, they hit their tongue onto the buccal cavity, okay, or the roof of the buccal cavity in this way. So that is the kind of sound they produce. Okay, so they hit their tongue with the roof of the buccal cavity, so they can produce the sound. The next, it is exceptional, that is except one of the what we say, lizard is there, which is called gecko, or which is also called gecko. Okay, gecko or yucco, they have the vocal sacs or the vocal cords through which they can produce the sound. Okay, the next, one more property is seen in case of lizard. They show autotomy. Okay, so they show autotomy. That means what? We can see a defense mechanism in case of the wall lizard. When they are in danger, at that time they can detach their tail, okay, and they can run off, and again this tail can be regenerated. Similar type of phenomena we have discussed in the prawns. Okay, so they can also detach their legs. Okay, so they show the autotomy. That means they cut off their tail during the defense mechanism. Okay, so that is called autotomy. Then the another example that we are going to discuss is the chameleon. Okay, so chameleon, generally they are well known animals for changing the color. Okay, so they change the color of their body, they change their color of the body, okay, or color of their body according to surrounding. Okay, such an activity is also referred as camouflage. That means they can hide themselves within the surrounding environment. Okay, so students, these are the few examples under class Reptilia. We have also discussed about the general characteristic features of the class Reptilia. Now, what you have to do is you have to revise all the points. Okay, and you have to send me the snaps of these notes. Okay, then we will discuss few more examples in the next part. Thank you.